CCW News presents Holy Crap! This is actually happening! Prudent Investments Edition, July 17, 2022. I'm Chuck U. Farley. The big news this week is Dear Leader's surrender tour in the Middle East, during which he happily fist-bumped the Saudi crown prince known for murdering and dismembering reporters, announced that we must keep alive and honor the Holocaust, and had to be led around like a toddler by foreign ministers as they laughed at him while he begged for their oil. Biden was left empty-handed. Meanwhile, back at home, California's dictator Gavin Newsome stopped filming hit pieces against Florida for a bit and flew to D.C. to fill the Bidenless hole in the White House in hopes of getting Democrat voters used to the idea. Newsome went on to say in a speech, as carefully coiffed as his graying hair, that Democrats must, quote, organize with more ferocity of focus, end quote, because Republicans are dominating the narrative by stepping aside and simply allowing the current administration to display its unadulterated incompetence. Speaking of tin pot dictators whose greatest strength derives from their flowing locks, Canada's Blackface Trudeau's latest failure, in the form of using the same barber as the Three Stooges, caused the term dumb and dumber to trend on Twitter for several hours. Excited to be compared to Jim Carrey's lovable character in that movie series, Trudeau immediately adopted the title for his next campaign. Paul Pelosi sobered up long enough to purchase upwards of $5 million in stock options on a computer chip company, coincidentally, just days ahead of his wife voting on legislation that will deliver billions of dollars in government subsidies to boost that very industry. This follows several other shrewd stock purchases, such as his heavy investment in Amazon and Facebook right before the corona lockdowns, and $2.2 million in Tesla right before the Sultan of Screw-Ups sent gas prices higher into orbit than SpaceX. Thank goodness, as Madam Speaker often recites, no one is above the law. Finally, old Nance Antoinette will be able to upgrade to the $50 a pint ice cream. Later in the week, when King Brandon returned to the U.S., a reporter made the mistake of trying to do some reporting by asking if the resident-in-chief regretted the all-too-friendly fist bump with the man he had earlier sworn he would make a pariah for Jamal Khashoggi's murder and subsequent cover-up. The leader of the once free world replied angrily with, quote, "Why don't you guys talk about something that matters? I'm happy to answer a question that matters," end quote, and then told the press to get off his lawn. New York City is so confident of Bumbling Joe's foreign policy that they released a PSA for what to do in a nuclear holocaust. I swear, I am not making this up. Much like everything else blue-run governments put out, it was full of holes, misinformation, and things that would get you killed. For CCW News, this has been Holy Crap! This is actually happening. I'm Chuck U. Farley. Good night, and may God help us.